Our two guests next, well, this one has been hailed as a hero, actually. This little lovely girl here, this is Sophia Mizen. She's only 2 years old. Hello, Sophia. It's lovely to see you. And she has been hailed a heroine because she helped save her mum from very serious danger. As I said, she's only 2. She managed to access Samantha's phone and raise the alarm. Welcome to you both.
Hi.
And it's lovely to see you, Sophia. You're looking very lovely today in your red cardigan. Are you all right, darling?
Very good.
Yes. So, Samantha...
Basic Samantha, for you, first of all, are you all right? Secondly, what made you all wrong?
I'm fine. So I had a bit of a tummy bug that had made me dehydrated, and that's why I collapsed. And when I'd fallen face first, I'd knocked myself out.
So you're at home.
I was at home.
Your husband, Nathan, had gone to work. So you're there.
So he hadn't long left to go to work.
Right.
And I had the 3 kids. They were playing in the
And your children are 4, Sophia 2 and Finley, who's 1. So very young children.
Yeah.
So you're just there in the kitchen, and what happened?
So I went to the bathroom, which is the room next door to the kitchen. And as I came back out, the kids were all in the front room playing. I walked into the kitchen, and that's all I remember.
So you don't remember feeling dizzy?
I didn't feel dizzy. I felt absolutely fine in myself.
Okay.
And the next thing I remember is coming to a little bit on the floor, and Sophia and Finley were sat on my back playing horsey. And then I don't remember.
Were you jumping
playing
on
horsey?
Mummy?
Yeah, they were playing horsey, weren't you?
So obviously, they didn't realise straight away that you were ill. Maybe they thought you were playing. So you were on the floor, spark out.
So Sophia had actually walked into the kitchen to find me lay on the floor. They didn't see me fall. They were in the front room playing.
So the next thing you remember is coming round in an ambulance.
So before that, I remember ever so slightly lying on the floor, and Sophia was sat next to me on the phone. She had my phone in her hand, talking to my mum. And that was such a quick memory. That's all and then I was.
And then you woke up in the ambulance.
And then I was. Yeah,
so tell us how did she's only 2 years old.
Well, she's looking at us all now,
to phone your mum?
She knows. We're talking about her, and she knows. You know, Sophia, you're very smart, aren't you?
Play with that one.
You're very, very smart.
Your mum is superstar, aren't you?
How do you work your mummy's phone?
Do you remember how you did it?
Well, the main thing is she did do it.
She did do it.
So back to you.
So with our 4-year-old, me and my husband both talk to Ethan and say to him, if you found one of us and we weren't breathing, we weren't talking to you, what would you do?
You're a nurse, aren't you?
I'm a nurse, yeah. And so we always aimed it at my 4-year-old and thought, well, he'll be the one who'd stay calm, he'd know what to do. He, bless his heart, had a complete panic and just cried and cried. I've never said to the kids, this is how you use Mummy's mobile. We don't have tablets at home, we don't have computers, they don't play with my phone. I don't know how she knew how to do it.
How did you know how to use Mummy's phone?
My fingers.
Just
with Mummy's finger.
With Mummy's finger. So what did you have to do? What did you do with Mummy's hand?
Like her fingerprint.
Yeah.
Do you want to show them how you did it?
Did you show us how you do it? Has Mummy got her phone?
I've got my phone here. How did you do
Mummy
it?
was lying on the floor. What did you have to do?
Wow.
And what did that do?
That is incredible.
It opened it.
Oh, look at that open. And then, once you'd opened Mummy's phone, then what did you do?
I appeared.
You opened it, and then what did you find?
What did you press?
Nanny's face.
Nanny's face.
Nanny's photo. Nanny's face.
So I always have the Facebook Messenger app open on the phone, so it's got the chat head on the side with Nanny's face on it. Because they're used to speaking to my mum on the phone every morning, or most mornings. They FaceTime her quite often because she lives so far away.
So when you pressed, so you saw the picture, Sophia, of Nanny on the phone, and then you pressed that picture, and then what happened?
Mummy poorly.
You told Nanny Mummy was poorly.
You said Mummy's poorly. You're such a clever girl, aren't you? And then Nanny used her landline and rang an ambulance.
Yeah.
And kept talking to Sophia on the phone.
She was actually able to calm Ethan down as well enough so that Ethan could help Sophia.
So he was happy then that Nanny was on the phone and
as soon as he knew that there was somebody else taking control, he was happier to just potter around and help Sophia get a blanket, and they put a pillow under my head.
Did you get a pillow for Mummy and a blanket?
Samantha, if this was the plot of a film or a movie, we would all laugh the way you are and we would say, as if a 2-year-old would know how to do all of that.
I know, it's absolutely bizarre.
And today she's so quiet and she's enjoying the whole... She's listening to everything, she's taking everything in. Is she normally this quiet?
She's always been a quiet child, but not this quiet.
Yeah.
You have your moments,
But
don't you,
she
darling?
takes it in.
She takes everything.
Obviously, you said you've never shown her, but just being around you and just
Very
seeing
smart.
you
I mean,
do your fingerprint.
The sensors on the back of the phone, I've never had the phone down and gone, oh, I'll open it like that. So she's obviously had to watch me doing it just as I'm looking at the phone and opening it. I don't know how she knows how to do it.
What would have happened? What do you think would have happened if she hadn't have done what she did? I mean, you're a nurse, you're medical. How bad could it have got?
I mean, for the dehydration side of it, I didn't know I was dehydrated, didn't know that, I didn't feel anything to know I was dehydrated that badly. So if I had have come round and been okay to get up and carry on, I was quite confused when I came around. I didn't know where the kids were, I didn't know what was going on. And I was seeing these paramedics in front of me, I thought, you're taking my kids off me.
Oh, very frightening for you.
Looking back now, what a silly thing to think, knowing that I'd been ill.
Sure.
But at the time, it was so scary and so confusing for me. I don't know what would have happened. I probably would have carried on falling. I could have injured
two
myself
things to
further.
ask you now in conclusion. The first is advice to anyone. You're medical, you didn't know you were dehydrated. What would you say to all of us in terms of hydration?
I mean, my biggest thing with the kids, especially now, and with my mum as well, just try and drink at least a glass of water every hour.
Every hour.
Every hour.
Glass
just
of water
keep
every
on
hour.
top
You're a bit
of it.
tired, darling. Yeah.
The second thing I'd like to ask, you did pay homage and you mentioned your husband.
Yes.
Throughout this. On this Valentine's Day, what are you laughing for?
Because we don't do Valentine's Day in our house.
What?
Because we started to when we first got together. We spent lots of money on things that neither of us really wanted. So we now put the money aside and go out for a day.
Things like a plastic airport security bag, things like that.
My husband would probably find that really useful.
Well, do you know what?
He's not really.
I might get it for him then, because it's obviously not welcomed in our
He would
house
very much appreciate
or
it.
appreciated.
Call me old-fashioned, but I just think anything that's associated with romance might be nice today.
I'd like something romantic, but we don't. We just don't do it. We do a meal at home because he's a qualified chef, and then we put the money to one side and go out for.
Well, there's the most romantic thing of all on your knee and what she did for you. Give her a big
What
hug.
a clever girl
Sophia.
you are.
Everybody,
Well
round of applause for Sophia. Yeah.